Hi, welcome to the live stream of the Faculty of Social Studies at Masaryk University. My name is Maria and I'm from Ukraine. I have finished master degree at Masaryk University last year. Now I'm on PhD program. So we are here to talk about dormitories in Brno. Personally, I have experience living in a private accommodation and at Kounicova dorm. So through house sessions, please feel free to ask any questions in the chat and we will be answering on them in the end of this live stream.
Hi, I'm Eva. I'm from the United States and I study conflict and democracy at the Faculty of Social Studies. When I first arrived in Brno, I was living in a dormitory and now I live in private accommodation. So I'm happy to share both perspectives with you guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Erfan. I study International Relation and European Politics at Faculty of Social Study. Same as others, I have lived both in dormitory and private accommodation, and I can give you both perspective and even on different dorms that what could be the best option for you based on your needs.
So let's discuss choosing where to live in Brno. On the next page, especially in this page, on this slide, you can see the map of Brno. And the pink points are faculties and green points are dormitories. So as you see that they're spread out, and where to live, it depends on your goal actually. I mean, which faculty you prefer to study. So in this case, you need to choose dormitory. So keep in your mind. Next page, next slide. So all dormitories, they have Wi-Fi at room available, beds, desks, and chair, laundry. Kounicova, Vinarska, Komarov, Brie, Zhurki, they have private shared with 2 rooms sanitary facilities, and others dormitories, they have classic shared on-floor sanitary facilities. Just keep in your mind when you're choosing where to live.
Right, so I will talk first about the dorm that I lived in when I first came here for a little bit more than a semester. I lived in Vinarska, which you can see some photos of my rooms here. The bottom 2 photos on the left show the room where I lived for the whole first semester. There was, just like in every room, this was my side and it had a desk, plenty of shelves. I don't have that many things, but there's also closet space. And a bed, of course, with bedding that you can get from the center office that they also wash for you. I lived in another room as well that you can see in a smaller photo above that also shows my desk and some different shelves where I can put my things. I included the view from my window, which you have a little bit of a view that's nice, at least for some nature, for some nice sunsets. And what's kind of distinct about Vinarska from some of the other dorms is you have a small kitchen, just a small refrigerator and this hot plate and a sink, but you only share it with your roommate. So it's not like on the floor, it's just in your room, the same as the bathroom. So you have this other space. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other dorms, which is definitely something to keep in mind, but it's very comfortable. The other thing is that it's very close to the economic faculty, but to the other ones, you do have to probably take a bus or a tram. It is walkable, but it's going to be a longer walk. So if you want to go to the closest grocery store, it's like 2 bus stops. If you want to go into the center on a bus or a tram, it's pretty quick actually. So it's not so bad, but it is a little bit more out of the way, a little bit more expensive, but there are these benefits like the kitchen and bathroom as well.
Okay, I have experience of living in Vinarska and for a really short period in Komarov, but I had lots of friends in the Komarov dormitory. It's located in the southern part of the Brno. And to be honest, it's one of the best options if you want to have an affordable dormitory because it offers single room for a really good price. At the same time, you have the option of double room to share the room with another roommate. The thing is, the kitchen and the shower are shared for the flat, but the kitchen, sharing a kitchen with the whole flat, it gives you the option to just socialize with people. People hang out in the kitchen, talk to each other, cook with each other. So sharing a kitchen, having your own kitchen is really a good privilege, but sharing it is also brings something that you might not expect from it. Besides that, you have it's close to lots of other, it's the opposite of Vinarska. Vinarska, you have to walk 10 minutes, 15 minutes to reach to a grocery shop. But in Komarov, you have Lidl close to you, or two big shopping center, even IKEA close to you. By one bus, you can go there and buy all the stuff that you have to buy when you initially arrive in Brno. And besides that, it's because it's a bit far from the center, it's close to lots of park, river, bicycling path, swimming pool. Even I think a golf yard is close to Komarov if you want. So it's a good option if you wanted to pay less than Vinarska or other dormitory. And it's with just a bus, you can come to center in 10 minutes. And yeah, that's it about Komarov.
So personally, I chose Kounicova Hall because of the location, since it's just 7 minutes by walk and you can get to the Faculty of Social Studies. Also, it's near locate with Faculty of Law, Faculty of Informatics. Also, I like Kounicova residence because it's close to the city center, as it's very, very convenient. There are also access to the shops, and I prefer also Kounicova because it has TV room, study room, where students again can hang out together. Also, there are 3 available floors with laundry. As it's not great as it could be, since kitchen is one chair on the floor, and the cleaning is happening only once a week. So really, it depends on the neighbors. Some of them can clean after themselves, some of them will not. So sometimes it can be messy. But on the kitchen, we have oven and a microwave, which is really great because in Vinarska, for example, they don't have it. Also, please keep in your mind that Kounicova halls, since it's located almost near the city center, it's really, really loud.
So we try to give you a sense of some of the dormitories. There are more of them that you'll be able to choose from, but this is just kind of a taste. And we mentioned it a little bit, but I also want to emphasize what the others said, that at least when you first arrive to Brno, it's really great to live in a dormitory because you just meet a lot of other students, people are around and making plans and doing things. So it's a really good way to get to know people as well. If you enjoy having a roommate or you want this experience, I had a random roommate when I moved into the dormitory and it was amazing. We don't live together anymore, but we're still really close. And this was great for especially arriving in a new city and having kind of a new friend to do all these things with. So I can recommend it, but we also want to give you a sense, of course, for private accommodation, some of your options, how to find them, some things to keep in mind. So yeah, have fun.
Yep. To begin your search for private accommodation, you have 3 options basically. And you can find most of this information in CZS website, but I will give you a really brief overview. The first option, which is everyone usually start with that, is the Facebook group that exists, and mostly Czech people in Czech language post advertisement for a single room, for a shared room, or for a whole apartment or flat in the center or outside of the city. And usually they are mostly furnished or partially furnished flat with a really good price, no commission fee, no agency fee. But the problem is, especially for non-EU citizens who need contracts for their visa and residence, there are some occasion that because these are subletting a room or something like that, it's a bit kind of informal way of renting, so they might not provide you the contract you need, but at the other side of it, they have lower prices, much better than any other real estate agencies. But your options are limited. You have to wait for an advertisement that fit your criteria. You have to constantly looking for, there are 5 group at least that the people posting them. So the other option is to go to real estate agencies. There are many of them, but some of them have really good website, even English website, that you can set your criteria and filter the result you need, like S Reality, Bez Reality, Foreigner CZ, Expat CZ. All of them are exist in the CZS website in case you want. But the thing is, they have a high commission fee, agency fee, at least 1 month of your rent. You have to pay a huge deposit mostly. So you have to come with a really a huge lump sum of money to start your renting. But the thing is, they help you with all the necessity of the documentation, translating, with your communication with your Czech landlord. So you pay for lots of other services at the same time. That's the reason. But the bad side of it, it's because just it's a whole empty flat. It's a whole flat mostly. It's not furnished or partially furnished. It has just the basic equipment like the refrigerator, oven, heating system. So that's another cost to your accommodation. And the third option, which is really becoming common recently, is the some kind of fully furnished modern shared flat, which you can have the option of single room, studio, or even shared room. And there are many of them now. They are a bit expensive than the shared room that I told you about you find in Facebook group, but they are really fancy with lots of amenities like swimming pool inside of your building, lots of international people, not just a student. You can networking there, find opportunities there. So they are really suitable for short term because of the cost. Initially, when you arrive in Brno, if you don't like dormitory, these could be option, but you can check their website. There are lots of nice pictures. So I think, yeah, that's the basic tips to start your search for private accommodation. But you can ask any question if you have. We are here to answer.
So, final things to consider. I would recommend you to start your accommodation experience at dorms firstly, and then move to the private one, because you will explore the city and find out which area you prefer the most. So, all information about applying will come up at the end of July and the beginning of August. So, now you can ask questions.
There's one question, yeah, about the accommodation here. And it really depends for private accommodation. Dormitories are typically like 3,000 to 5,000 crowns per month. But yeah, with private accommodation, it really depends on your location. If you want to be really close to the center versus far away, you can share a room sometimes with someone in a private accommodation that will cut the cost in half of the shared rent of that space. And then also, yeah, what you expect from the building and how many amenities you want to have. I don't know if you guys have a figure you want to guess, but it really varies a lot. So it's worth doing a lot of research. Yeah, go ahead.
But basically, if you want a single room close to the center or in the center, you cannot find, I think, as a foreigner option with less than 7,000, or it's single room. But shared room in center, you can find option from 4,000, 5,000 if you're looking for it really intensely. It depends also on your search skill and how much time you spend on finding a flat. But yeah, 5 to 7,000, minimum 7,000 for a single room close to center or inside the center.
Mm, so the question is,
I think Komarov has around based on the data on the website, Komarov has around 100, more than 100 single room. And single room in Komarov are basically two single, it's a, you open a door, there are two single room besides each other that they share a toilet together. It's a tiny room, but I think there are more than 100. So it's a high chance that if you want, you can get one of those. It's not that
an
much.
opposite. Sorry, an opposite situation with Kounicova Hall, because from the 1st of September, there is like opportunities to book a single room, but there are only 8 available, so it's like not highest chance that it's still possible to get it. Plus, all rooms in Kounicova Hall you need to share with another double room. So again, bathroom and toilet you will need to share with someone else.
You mean by KS is Komarov or Konitsova?
I also didn't get the point about guys. Komarov,
Komarov to
probably.
social study. If you take a bus from Komarov, it takes around 15 minutes with a bus to the center, and a social study faculty is in the center almost. So it's not that much hard to get there. And are these places easy to reach by bike? Yeah, Brno is a really nice city to, especially Komarov. It has a river and a bike path beside of it. So even for workout activity, you can go there. But biking in the city, it's the Brno is there are some hills inside the cities, so it's a bit hard to bike sometimes if you're not professional biker like me. So you have to consider that as well. But there are also lots of bicycling renting option from these apps these days, so you don't have to even have the bike. Whenever you feel biking, you can use it.
Yeah, so thanks for the question. Right now I live in a kind of flat on top of a house. So yeah, you can have a tour of the courtyard. This is one of the quiet options. I live not in the center, but in Žilinica, which is kind of a smaller part of the city that's like with a tram, like 10 minutes to the center. There's two lines that come out this way, but it's a lot quieter. It's a lot more I don't know, there's not so many people around. It's mostly like families, and yeah, I found it through connections and friends. I was quite lucky, but that's another thing. It's a lot easier to find private accommodation after you're already here, because you'll first of all you'll be able to talk to people face to face and go to see places to see what standard they are, which I would recommend doing before you sign any contracts or anything. But also your Czech friends, if you make them, they can help you out, and that was how I ended up here.
So when I say that Kounicova is loud, it's because Kounicova is located like near the road, and it's loud because every time trams are passing. Plus, Kounicova Halls is located in front of Shumavska Tower, where there are many, how to say, like offices, and there are one building which is still in repair. So there is still like building process, let's say. So, but you would have opportunity to choose another side of Kounicova, which is like more quiet, but still there are like one restaurant near, and in the evening it can be also loud.
There's not a curfew time in that you have to like be in at a specific time, but there are different rules depending on what time it is. So there's quiet hour. I think it's at 10 or 11. I can't remember now offhand. Maybe you guys know. But yeah, there are different rules. And some of the doors, for example, you have to buzz in and show your student card to show you live there if it's too late and the doors are not open normally. But there's not a time you have to be back or else they will like lock you out or something.
Yeah, it's just the quiet hours exist after 10 o'clock. I think you have to be a bit quiet, but it still depends on your neighbors. Some of them also make noises. If you all make noises, no one complains.
Yeah. And Kounicova dormitory, it's like calmer, I would say. After 10 p.m., nobody will not be out, despite the fact that some of the floors are for Erasmus students. And I think from 11 p.m., yes, it's you cannot just enter without your ISIC to the dorm, so you need to show up that you are living actually here.
Who will go? Because honestly, when we were studying at Masaryk University, these options weren't available for international students. We just had to choose between Vinarska, Kounicova, and Komarov. So we really haven't even been inside these buildings to give us our personal opinion about that. But now university decided to make them available for everyone. And their location is really good, close to the center, art faculty, and social studies faculties. And I think if you check the accommodation, university accommodation website, SKM, you can find lots of pictures, information about the arrangement of the room. And it depends on, yeah, you should see it by yourself.
Definitely register on the first day. I think it's only stressful if you're completely like rigid and you are not flexible at all and you have only one thing you want. It's possible to get what you want, but actually if at first you register and you're in a different dormitory than you expect or something like that, you can change it. So I was originally supposed to be in Komarov, I think, because that was the only thing available on the first day, but I just kept going back in for the next week, and eventually I just, yeah, different places open, people move around, they find private accommodation and cancel their dorm reservation. So if you are looking for some things, just keep checking back, and after some time there will be different options.
Libraries, if the COVID situation will be gone, the latest library that we have is until 9. I think it's FSS that it's open until 9, but we have a 24/7 computer lab in the center, which you can go there every day, every hour, and it's completely open and with a computer station in front of you. So you have access to it with your ISIC as long as you're a student.
So if there are no more questions, you can write to us anytime as ambassadors and you can ask like more questions, or you can share our concerns, your concerns about something, and we'll guide you as much as we can. Thank you for taking your time for watching this live stream, and we are looking forward to seeing you at Masaryk University. I would recommend for Kounicova Hall to bring your dishes, let's say, because yeah, definitely. Also, in Kounicova Hall, right now there is a new rule that you need to buy your own bedclothes, let's say. So you can do it when you arrive in Brno, or you can bring it yourself. Yeah, I think that's it for Kounicova.
One thing is, I think when you can I still respond to the previous question? When you arrive in Brno during the orientation week in Vinarska, I think there is a second-hand shop that's different appliance that you may need, like a water boiler, some stuff that you needed for your room, and you can buy them. There are lots of second-hand shop in Brno, or from that during the orientation week from that charity market that every year we have it. But the water boiler is a really good option. Some people go for a microwave. You can rent it from, for example, I know Vinarska rent microwave if you want, but you can also buy it. It's on the Facebook Marketplace with a really cheap price. You have the option to buy these kind of tiny item. You need to find them secondhand. So don't worry about them when you come here. It's super quick and fast to buy them.
Yeah, just to add on to basically what the other guy said, even if in Vinarska you have like a small kitchen, definitely a hot water like kettle is really good. And also everything like dishes, forks, knives, if you don't get it from this secondhand thing, or you don't have friends who can share for a while, this is kind of first day stuff. Also, yeah, even if you, like, I came without a towel, so that was on my first day, like, to the city center to just buy a towel and my own pillowcase and that kind of thing. So right from the beginning, it's really good to know about that. Yes, there's Wi-Fi
Yes.
in all of the dorms.
In each room. In Kounicova, it's in each room.
And actually, there are lots of other buildings inside the city that, because they are connected to the EduRoam Wi-Fi system, you have randomly get connected to EduRoam everywhere. Every university building you visit, you have that same Wi-Fi quality everywhere. Some museums, some galleries also use that Wi-Fi, so you can get connected. And it's, I think, generally worldwide available. So if you even go to other European countries, you can get connected to the EduRoam everywhere, if it's a university or museum building.
So, okay, thank you very much again for watching us, and see you at Masaryk University. Goodbye.